OMG girl 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐸 was warning people about Diddy ages ago and nobody cared, and she even spoke about Biggie too, but folks just laughed at her, and now more celebs are finally talking, while before it was only Gene Deal and Jaguar Wright, and people said they were just being dramatic.
Diddy told her he was gonna get Biggie. She knew it was gonna happen. She was purposefully not by her husband's side that night. It happened, and she was told she had to lie about it. And guess what? That lie held up until that boy turned 18 and he started having ideas of what he wanted to do and what he inherited, because the paperwork was set up for Faith to not be able to receive $1 from Biggie's estate unless it was for little Christopher. And she only had one child with Christopher. The other children, who required taking care of and feeding and all of that, all of them couldn't be fed off of Christopher Wallace's money. They weren't his kids. See how that works?
Listen, girl, there's this wild tea going around that Gene Deal was hinting like maybe Diddy had a hand in bringing Biggie to LA, knowing trouble could find him there.
How you feel about the people that say Biggie was asking for him coming to LA so soon after Tupac got killed, and him getting on the radio rapping Long Kiss Goodnight?
Man, you would get 100 people in the room, and out of the 100 people, probably 3 would say it was all right for Big to be in LA. 97% of those people would say he had no business in LA at that time. We all knew that. Why would Puff rent studio time? Come on, man, look, you gotta look at what people do, man. You know Pac just got killed. It ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk, he couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother. Why the hell would you rent studio time in LA for him to finish your album when in fact you got your own studio at Daddy's house? Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this bullshit, man. Let's stop doing these interviews, man, about this shit. Because people ain't getting it. He did not want the beef with the Crips. Puff ain't want the beef with the Dog Pound, Snoop them or whatever. Big started that beef. You understand what I'm saying? Puff ain't want none of that beef. So what I'm gonna do is, y'all want the sheep? I'm gonna put them out the pasture. Catch them if you can. If you the wolf, if you got that wolf in you, catch them if you can. Why in the hell you would put your man in a situation by sending him to Cali to work on your album when you know not his limits, but your limits was just by that you was running with? Why would you do that?
Girl, you know how funny it is because 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐸 used to talk about this stuff and everyone just brushed her off. But now that all this messy truth is surfacing, people are suddenly acting like, wow, maybe she was right all along.
I'm more irritated with the fact that, you know, how the situation is going down, especially what Puffy is doing. Yeah, he's darn right about that. Puffy looks crazy right now. You know what I mean? That's why I said in my Baltimore show, Puffy, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to rock with anybody that hard, you should be rocking with me that hard.
This is 50.com.
If you're going to rock with anybody that hard, you know what I mean? And you can never make another Big and Kim. That's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Like, what? You kidding me? This is never going to happen. Like, I don't get it. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, Puffy is Puffy. He will, I mean, you know, it's all about what he can do, what he can get from people. Puffy it's all about himself a lot of times, because he never really did nothing for me.
Girl, back in the 90s, Biggie introduced Kim to Diddy after she joined Junior Mafia, and that is how they got close with him, even managing her career. But he never signed her to Bad Boy because he doubted her talent, and instead of supporting her, he kept making comments about her looks, which really showed how little faith he had in her.
How'd you guys hook up? How'd you guys meet?
Oh, we met through Biggie.
Yeah, we met through Biggie.
And it's funny because when I first met him, I thought he didn't like me because every time he saw me, he'd lick his tongue at me or he'd make a funny face. But then as the years went by, I saw how much love he had for me. So I love you, Puff, and I'm so happy.
Now, let's talk a little bit about you. We hear all the guys screaming. I know the guys have groupies. The male stars definitely have groupies. Now, you must have. What kind of stuff do guys do when they come to your guys' show?
Wow, they do different things. I remember one time I was going to a show in Atlanta, and this guy came up to me and was like, "Oh wow, little Kim," and he picked me up and threw me over his shoulder and started running out the airport. I was just really shocked. I wasn't really scared though. I was just like, oh my God, did you see what he just did?
And what happened to him? No, we don't have to go there.
Girl, the crazy thing is, Kim's first album, Hardcore, sold over 1 million copies, but Diddy still refused to sign her because he was convinced female rappers could never really sell, and she later called him out saying he always did shady things, but slid by because of his power and money. And when she was locked up in 2005, she realized just how alone she was without his support.
For each other, but like I judge by what happened afterwards. When I was locked up, and here's where Puffy should feel really bad. When I was locked up, Puffy never put a $10 bill, a penny, a quarter in my commissary. He never wrote me a letter. He didn't try to come see me. None of that. I got people like Oprah. She wrote me 3 letters, right? She wrote me 3 letters and sent me 3 of her favorite books, which I love her to this day for that, because those books are so inspiring. And one of them, well, I'll tell you the name of those later, but anyway, you know, Tyra Banks writing me. Mark Jacobs wrote me every freaking day. He told me everything that was going on from when he first woke up to the end of the night. What does it take? Just to say, let me make sure somebody who was a major part of my family is all right. You know, like when you locked up, the one major thing is that makes you feel like, damn, this person really loved me and is on my side, is that when they just take the time out to do one little thing. It's not even the big things that matter, because it ain't the money. I was straight in jail. I had too much money in my commissary. When I came home, they had to send my money back. It wasn't that, but you could have came to see me one time. You could have wrote me one letter.
So when Kim was locked up, Diddy switched sides and started working with Nicki Minaj, and when people asked about it, he acted like it was no big deal, saying Nicki was his artist now and Kim was in the past, even though he pretended to still care about her. But that move made it clear who he was really backing.
People in a certain way, we've been those cats that people have aspired to be. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be around Nicki if I ever heard nothing ever negative said about Kim. You know what I'm saying? I never heard nothing like that. But then when it comes to just being an MC, that's when I gotta stand back. You know what I'm saying? Now if they want to do things and be MCs, that's their business. I'm not with any negativity. I'm not with no beef. You know what I'm saying? And I love both of them. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, you know, right now, Nicki Minaj, you know, that's who my artist is. That's who I consult. That's who I do business with. I no longer do business with Kim on that level, but Kim will always have a special place in my heart. And it's like that. Kim is the queen. I mean, read in between the lines what you want it to be. It is what it is. Kim is the queen, and I love Kim, and Nicki's the queen in her own right. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly the way I feel about it. So don't twist my words. Don't make it no way it is or it ain't. That's what it is. And I think they should be doing records together, as a matter of fact, instead of, you know, doing anything that isn't showing unification. But yo, man, I can't preach to the choir. Everybody grown. I done been through my things, and everybody was like, yo, you went through your things. People got to go through their own things. And right right now is that dirty money time. I spoke on that, and that's what it is, and it's a positive thing, and that's what it is. Be clear.
It's Hot 97, Funk Flex, Diddy, Dirty Money.
And I will never forget the times I had with Kim, and we can have some more times because I'm still here. Shout out to little Kim. Shout out to Kim. What's up, Kim? Shout out to Kim.
For real.
And shout out to Nikki. Congratulations on those numbers, Nick. That's what's up. Let's go.
Girl Kim also said that Diddy kept blocking her big breaks like she could have been on Sisqó's Thong Song, which was huge, but he told her to play hard to get, and the chance vanished. And it was not just that even Michael Jackson wanted her on one of his albums after hearing her music, and the producer Rodney Jerkins said Michael loved her sound, but Diddy, being her manager at the time, let it all fall through. And looking back, Kim thinks he was probably holding her back on purpose, leaving her stuck while opportunities passed her by.
Easy. Rodney Jerkins, he was working on Michael Jackson's album, and he was like, yo, I was playing Queen for Michael Jackson, and he was like, man, I love how she raps behind the beat, and it's so sexy. I was like, he said that? What? He was like, yeah. So I'm telling you that to say, we're trying to get you on the album. Stop. I was like, what? I think I might, my leg is still trying to recover because I fell out the seat. And
oh my God.
Yeah.
You didn't get on that.
So let me tell you what happened.
Okay.
Puffy was my manager at the time.
Okay.
And when we brought it to Puffy, Puffy was like, Puffy can be a little bit controlling because I'm like his little sister. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if him and Rodney were going through something at the time, but it just never happened because I was a kid, so I wasn't handling my business. But I remember seeing Rodney and he going, yo, what's up? I've been calling and you don't want to be on Michael Jackson's album? I was like, what? Are you crazy? Of course I do. But I didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. So that was a missed opportunity, not due to anything I did, but like just, it was out of my control. Wow. And I really just want to go somewhere and die.
And girl, it's crazy, but maybe Lil' Kim was holding on to so much more inside tea about Biggie stuff that no one ever heard about, and she probably saw things that would shock everyone if she ever spilled it.
Person to motivate you. He always wanted anyone to succeed. He always wanted everybody to have a better life for themselves. He was just hungry. He just wanted to make the album. If he could get 500,000 fans, he used to say, he happy. That's what he used to say. He was like a teddy bear. He was just so 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐿𝐿, and I thought he was really nice. And he had this way about him with women. He was different from in Ready to Die than Life After Death to me. He was a little bit more firm, you know what I mean? Because I guess he knew what was out there after that. He just got a little bit more mature and a little bit more business-wise. Big hated the fact that all of it was going on. He loved Tupac and everybody from the West that he had known. He loved them. He just knew that it was a bad thing when Tupac passed. He felt real bad. He knew that there were a lot of people out there that would probably be out there to get him, whether it's they wanted his money or whether they, just didn't like him because of the rumors. He knew it was people out there who wanted to get him, so he always felt for his safety. He felt the need.
So here's the wild part. Biggie first crossed paths with Diddy in 1992 after Diddy saw a magazine article about him and thought he was a big deal. So he arranged to meet him, and soon after, Biggie signed with Diddy's brand new label, Bad Boy Entertainment, when it launched in 1993, and then in 1994, Biggie released his debut album, Ready to Die, which was massive. But just a few years later, he tragically passed away in 1997, and ever since, rumors have floated that Diddy might have had something to do with it because people said Biggie wanted to leave Bad Boy and Gene Deal, even hinted that this could be true.
Why is he out there working on Puff album when you got the Hit Factory? You got Daddy's House. You got the place where Tupac was shot at, Quad Studio. There's plenty of places Big could have been. Why the West Coast? Come on, man. And then you got a half retarded nigga like Lil C. Big love Cali. Big wanted his publishing. Big wanted his marketing. He knew he couldn't go nowhere and be who he needed to be without it. So if Puff would have told that nigga go to hell with gasoline draws on, that nigga would have went to hell. All money ain't good money, brother. That's my take on it, man. I don't know if you like it or not.
So get this, Faith Evans, who was married to Biggie at the time, came forward defending Diddy, saying there was no way he had anything to do with Biggie's death. And she said Diddy and Biggie were super close, even closer than she ever was with him. And she explained that just knowing or working with someone did not mean they were plotting anything bad. And she added that if she or Biggie's family thought Diddy was involved, they would have taken legal action a long time ago, even though people tried to push them to sue. But many fans still did not believe her, thinking she was covering for Diddy, and all this just added more drama and rumors around their complicated circles.
Told her he was going to kill Biggie. She knew it was going to happen. She was purposefully not by her husband's side that night. It happened, and she was told she had to lie about it. And guess what? That lie held up until that boy turned 18. And he started having ideas of what he wanted to do and what he inherited. Because the paperwork was set up for Faith to not be able to receive $1 from Biggie's estate unless it was for little Christopher. It's funny, when you ask Faith how long her and Biggie was together before they got married, the story changes every time. It was 10 days, it was 20 days, it was this days, it was that days. I'm not saying that she didn't develop feelings for him. I'm not saying that she didn't care about the father of her son. I'm saying she was hired for one job. Her being involved with Pac in the midst of all of that. But she didn't know Pac was Pac. I mean, come on, none of this shit makes sense.
Think it makes sense.
What really does make sense is that Diddy has had a long career of using to trap niggas into making them do what he wants to do or using them to move them out the way. Struggling artists trying to make their way up, not getting the break that they needed. All of a sudden they stand next to the right guy, and then now you know that guy is dead and they're okay for life.
Right.
You know how many people in the business that happens to? Ask me how much different Faith life, her whole life look, career look. How does a woman with that much talent end up married to somebody like Stevie J?
So here's the tea. One of Biggie's friends, Gandil, said that Biggie once showed him a contract for a new label worth around $62 million, and Biggie told him he was about to get paid big time and finally do his own thing without Diddy in the picture.
Big had a contract, and what happened was when me and Puff rode on the plane coming back down there, Puff gave me his briefcase and everything like that. Like, yo, here, like, me carry this. Say, all right, motherfucker, I got 5 hours, 6 hours on this thing. Let me see what's in the briefcase. And I seen Big contract, and it was talking about, well, you get $250,000, you know, for signing. You're going to get another $250,000. The thing go gold. Then you're going to get this much, and you're going to get that much. And then at the end of the contract, I was skimming through it. At the end of the contract said, we're going to discuss about you getting your publishing and your marketing back. Right. So I was asking Big's questions about that because I didn't know what publishing was. I didn't know what marketing was. And Big was showing me a contract because I was saying to Big, Big was like, yo, Gene, I like you. I would take you with me, bro. But you love that nigga too much. I said, love that nigga too much? What the f you mean I love a nigga too much? He said, yeah, you love him too much, bro. I would take you with me. I said, how you gonna take me with you and you broke? He said, I'm broke. I said, yeah, you broke, man. You owe Mike Gadget $30,000 for the system and them drop boxes he put in your truck. And he was like, yo, how you know that? I said, niggas talk and run their mouth big. Yo, he said, oh, shit. He said, but I'm about to get this money. So he showed me, I said, you about to get that money? He said, yeah, look at this. It had Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Little Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray,
Tracy Lee,
and the commission. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million. It comes out to like $62 million.
And girl, things got even crazier because 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐸 believes that Biggie's death was actually planned out, and it was not just some random drive-by, but something much more calculated behind the scenes that nobody really saw coming.
Right. How often do you think about that night? Because when I talk to you, I can tell that, you know, that night, that still get to you. And I can tell, man, that you still replay that night over and over in your head, thinking about what you could have did to avoid Biggie from getting.
Sometimes I can't get shit out of my mind, but I have good days, bad days. You got to realize when you hear the music, I go into a restaurant and they playing the Biggie music and they got like on the walls of big places I go and I see that and oh man, you was put in a place to try to save this kid's life. And I seen the joy, the pain, I seen all the bull unfold. I saw this kid lose his life. This kid died while I was pulling him out the car. He had died, man. That's why I told my life story in my book. That's why I told what I seen and what I felt that night in the book. And the second one is a tearjerker, and it's crazy because I'm telling all the stories in it. So to answer your question, you have your good days, you got your bad days, bro. You was there when arguably the world's greatest rapper was murdered. I wouldn't put nobody in my shoes because I don't feel like they could handle it. If I didn't have God in my life, I didn't have people praying for me, I don't know if I could handle it.
Yeah, man, I know that gotta be hard, man, seeing all these reenactments of Biggie death and seeing these reenactments and these biopics and documentaries and stuff like that. I know that gotta be hard to see, man.
It just hurt because they lie too much, man. It be a lot of the lies the way they put it together because they listening to these white boys who wasn't even there. How the hell and I don't want to make this racial, but they take these white boys who wasn't even there and want to use the story that they want to tell, which is not the truth. Wasn't no drive-by. Car was standing there at the corner. We talk about this shit all the time, bruh. The stories they tell, it's not truthful.
So here's the wild part. Everyone knew Biggie was raking in serious cash for Diddy, and some people think Diddy did not want to lose that. And there are even rumors that Biggie was more profitable after he passed. And 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐸𝐸 said maybe someone from their own crew marked the car. Biggie was in that night leaving a trail that led to what happened next.
For Biggie to lead a vibe party in an SUV with the Life After Death stickers on the hubcaps.
Well, I don't know if Big came over to Andre Harrell with that on his car, but Puff didn't have it on his car. You understand that? So only one that has an opportunity and only one that could have done that was somebody from the street team. Do you understand that? And they are put up to do certain things. And when I never knew it myself, and I didn't know it that night, that those stickers was on the car. I didn't know that till years later. But anytime you see any kind of things like that on a vehicle, on the street sign, on a wall, it comes from the street team. So somebody was put up to do that because they didn't put it on Puff car. And those cars was rented. So to put those stickers on there, you defacing the property. You understand? Somebody got to pay for that. So my whole thing about it is that it was somebody in our crew that wanted them to know that Big was in that vehicle. And to separate it, that's where you get there was more than one people trying to kill us. You understand?
You're right.
That's where you get that at, brother. That there was more than one, different people was trying to kill us. Cause somebody wanted to know, yo, if y'all gonna get big, here go the car with the stickers on it.
When you go back to that night, right, when Biggie was, how does that feel when you think about it now, knowing that Biggie Killer was watching y'all that whole night, plotting on Biggie?
Bruh, before we left Andre Harrell's house, Puff told me I didn't have to go. Now, I went because I knew that somebody was going to die that night. Somebody was going to get shot. I did everything in my power to stop it from being Puff. And it wasn't Puff. Because that was my principle. The people that was bodyguarding Big didn't do everything in their power to stop it from being big. And that hurts me. Even though it wasn't my principle. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You're right.
Bruh, it hurts. Every time you hear his music, every time you see one of these murals on the walls, now they got statues. It's gonna hurt until God take me away from here.
So get this girl, Lil' Kim is back in the mix, and everyone says she knew exactly what was going on behind the scenes. She saw what Diddy was doing after Biggie died and wanted to speak up, but supposedly Diddy warned her to keep quiet, which explains why she stayed silent for so long. But now it looks like she is done staying loyal and ready to finally tell her side. And fans are watching closely, because if Lil' Kim decides to spill the tea, she could reveal major truths about Diddy, Biggie, and all the wild drama of the 90s. She was there, she saw it all, and people are dying to know if she will finally open up. Hey guys, if you love all this crazy tea and want the latest spills, hit that subscribe button and join the fam here on Jacob Reports so you never miss the real story, and make sure to turn on notifications because we keep it juicy and unfiltered every single time.